Alrighty guys, we're going to go ahead and read into Genesis 1 now. And then after we're done reading Genesis 1 together, we'll go ahead and take a quick second to talk about some of the things I found interesting reading Genesis 1. And then we'll get into Genesis 2. I'm going to take a moment and pause the video so I can get a drink of water. And then we will jump into Genesis 1. Alright guys, so I started reading and it did not come out very good because my reading out loud is not that great, but it is something that we will grow in together. So that being said, let's hop back into Genesis 1, hopefully in a way that makes sense this time. Genesis 1. In the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and the earth. And the earth came to be formless and empty, and darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of Elohim was moving on the face of the waters. And Elohim said, "Let light come to be," and light came to be. And Elohim saw the light, that it was good. And Elohim separated the light from the darkness. And Elohim called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, one day. And Elohim said, "Let an expanse come to be in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters." And Elohim made the expanse, and separated the waters which were under the expanse from the waters which were above the expanse. And it came to be so. And Elohim called the expanse heaven, or heavens. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the second day. And Elohim said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it came to be so. And Elohim called the dry land earth, and the collection of the waters he called seas. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the plant that yields seed, and the fruit tree that yields fruit according to its kind, those whose seed is in itself on the earth." And it came to be so. And the earth brought forth grass, the plant that yields seed according to its kind, and the tree that yields fruit, whose seed is in itself according to its kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the third day. And Elohim said, "Let lights come to be in the expanse of the heavens, to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs and appointed times, and for days and years. And let them be for lights in the expanse of the heavens to give light on the earth." And it came to be so. And Elohim made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night, and the night and the stars. And Elohim set them in the expanse of the heavens to give light on the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And Elohim saw that it was good. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the fourth day. And Elohim said, "Let the waters teem with shoals of living beings, and let birds fly above the earth on the face of the expanse of the heavens." And Elohim created the great sea creatures and every living being that moves, with which the waters teemed, according to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and increase, and fill the waters in the seas, and let the birds increase on the earth." And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the fifth day. And Elohim said, "Let the earth bring forth the living being according to its kind, livestock and creeping creatures, and beasts of the earth according to its kind." And it came to be so. And Elohim made the beast of the earth according to its kind, livestock according to its kind, and all that creep on the earth according to its kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim said, "Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over all the creeping creatures that creep on the ground. And Elohim created the man in his image. In the image of Elohim he created him. Male and female he created them. And Elohim blessed them. And Elohim said to them, Be fruitful and increase, and fill the earth, and subdue it, and rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over all creeping creatures on the earth. And Elohim said, See, I have given you every plant that yields seed, which is on the face of all the earth, and every tree whose fruit yields seed, to you it is for food. And to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the heavens, and to which every creeping creature on the earth, in which there is a living being, every green plant is for food. And it came to be so. And Elohim saw all that he had made, and see, it was very good. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the sixth day. Alrighty, guys, that's going to conclude Genesis 1. So now I'm going to take a moment to drink some water and reflect on this, and then we'll come back and have a conversation. Alrighty, guys, so now we're going to talk about some of the things I find interesting within Genesis 1. I'm going to do this at the end just so I can read straight through the word without my perversion or my misinterpretations or whatever, or my, prejudice or anything like that. I just want to read the word as the word, and then we can talk about it later. And feel free to talk about what I say or talk about the word or your thoughts on it in the comments below, or you can reach out to me by email. Or of course on the Facebook page. Anywhere that we have a chance to interact on this stuff is awesome to me, and I'd love to do so, because this is obviously an opportunity for me to learn as well. So, because I'm nowhere close to knowing everything, I am a student of Scripture, a follower of the great teacher, so to say. I'm not the teacher, I am a student of him. So I have much to learn, and I don't wish to portray anything else. Hopefully not ever. But so here in 3 and on compared to 14 and on. So in 3 we have the creation of light. And in 14 we have a secondary creation of light, it seems. And it says, so I'll read 3 and on. And Elohim said, Let light come to be, and light came to be. And Elohim saw the light, that it was good. And Elohim separated the light from the darkness. So right away we see that light is good. And he doesn't say necessarily that darkness is bad, but he certainly doesn't clarify that it's not. But he does specify that the light is good. And Elohim separates the light, which we know is good, from the darkness. And he calls the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, one day. So, perhaps so let's go ahead and then read together in 14 and onwards. And Elohim said, Let lights come to be in the expanse of the heavens, to separate the day from the night. And let them be for signs and appointed times, and for days and years. And let them be for lights in the expanse of the heavens, to give light on the earth. And it came to be so. So perhaps this creation of the light is like creating electricity, but creating the sun was like creating a generator to give electricity. And the separation of electricity versus non-electricity may be apparent, but creating a generator and a lesser generator for the needs of the electricity and to define the two may be what is happening here. So and perhaps just his presence brought light. Because he didn't say he saw the darkness, he saw the light. And my understanding is that you're supposed to work in the day and rest in the evening. So he wouldn't have necessarily seen the darkness, but he saw the light and that it was good. And if the darkness is the opposite of the light, and then you can lead to an understanding that it would be less good, so to speak, at the very least. And then we have the definition of the day and the providing of the light to continue on in the creation of the sun. But I think it's interesting that Elohim saw the light, that it was good. And I think that's an interesting phrasing, as we use seeing, I saw the light as an enlightenment generally for people. I think that's interesting. Next, actually going backwards, is the first 4 words of the entire scriptures. In the beginning, Elohim. And I find that interesting just because that really, if that's the beginning of anything, then it's a good beginning. And I think that's pretty cool. I Bear pointed that out, and I think that's a solid way to live if you can have the faith to do so. And guys, I know there's a lot to dig into. We're not going to talk about every single verse. I don't have the knowledge. In later videos, as I read this in my personal time, or with brothers or with sisters of faith, or with people that are interested in learning about the faith, I'm sure I will be enlightened more, and I will bring that to you guys as I can. But this is just what I'm picking up right now that is interesting to me, or things that I've noticed that are really interesting to me, that I want to bring to you guys. The next thing is we're going to skip to, well, not really any of it. We're just going to talk in generalities here. But you hear people talk about evolution and the Big Bang Theory. And first of all, science doesn't have a perfect understanding of exactly how everything works. We have the scientific process, and then we have the conclusions we come to. With more information, with more experiences, with more experiments, the scientific thoughts change. And that's not to say anyone's right or wrong, but our understanding of the creation of the earth as humans scientifically develops throughout time as we're exposed to information. And we are given the ability to understand and to learn this from the Father. In our stepping away from Him and eating the fruit, we gain His knowledge and the ability for knowledge to be gained. So I think it's interesting that when we look at this and read it, it doesn't deviate that much in the order in which we have the creation given to us, and then we have our understanding of evolution, not perfectly, but roughly following the same outline. And I wonder how that is something that's quite interesting to me personally. And I mean, you look at how large the Bible is, and the creation of the entire universe, or the earth at the least, and the heavens beyond, is covered in one chapter. There's other things that this teaching, this scripture is preparing us for, in my opinion. So, and you have to remember the audience that this was being given to. It had to be understood by, ancient farmers, as well as being understood by people that have had, 7,000 or 5 million or however long of a time to gain in knowledge and understanding. And both people had to be able to read this word. Excuse me. Both people had to be able to read this word and make sense of it. And I don't think the Father was interested in sitting down with Moshe and giving him the absolute breakdown of absolutely everything, and giving him the best lecture on evolutionary theory to have ever been given to mankind. Instead, he had to break it down to something simple that Moshe could understand and pass on to the rest of Israel, but that will be covered later. So that's kind of my opinion on, I believe evolution is just man's best current ability to understand the creation that the Father brought us. With that being said, we're going to move into where are we at? That's 2. Oopsies. And then we're going to be in 1:26. And Elohim said, "Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock." So I find it interesting here that we aren't being, this is the creation of man and the setting of man over these things. But we haven't gotten into talking about, Adam and Eve yet, as the classical, teaching is. So I think it'll be interesting to start digging into that and seeing, okay, were there other people around when Adam was created and when Eve was created? So, we'll dig into that later. But that's something that's very interesting. Another interesting thing within that same verse, let us make man in our image. Now, in my copy of the scriptures, our is capitalized, which shows us in this copy that is the Father, but it's our, it's plural. Who is that who else is that referring to? Who is our? Who are those who? And well, it's written later on, and that to be the Son, that to be salvation, the Father and the Son, potentially also the Spirit. But we will learn that together as we go. That's some of the stuff I find really interesting in Genesis 1. I hope you guys also did. Please let me know in the comments below what you guys find interesting so I can dig into it and learn some more. Or tell me what you think about what I found interesting. I really look forward to hearing your guys' content or comments and seeing what you guys have to say about this. I want to make this something where we do this together, not something where I'm just reading to you guys and telling you everything that I think is real. I'd rather make this a learning experience for us both as we work through this word together. With that being said, guys, this has been awesome. I'm really enjoying this, and I can't wait to do more. This has been Doug with Nomadic Rifleman, because everywhere deserves good and capable riflemen. And for me, this is the basis of my understanding of what is good. Y'all have a blessed day.